So it had always been my dream for me and my groomsmen to look like James Bond at my wedding. So when I went to Men's Warehouse, I had to make sure, that my groomsmen were going to look as close to James Bond as possible. I remember Kyle went with me. We walk into Men's Warehouse, and I'm looking for rounded lapels, something that looks kind of like Motown, because I'm a big Motown fan. Kind of playing like dress up as we go. He tries on something, and I throw up the, ooh, looking good, and then I try on something, same thing. Finally, we found the look that I was looking for, the rounded lapels, and what we did was we started there and built around that. A slim fit tux that looked really good on Kyle when he modeled it, and then white shirt with just plain buttons.
Would you like a glass of Cabernet with that steak, sir?
I had already gotten my jacket. It's a beautiful velvet blazer. The suit fitting was really great, though. It was honestly one of my favorite parts, aside from, trying out the caterer. It was great because for your wedding, you want yourself and you want your buddies to all look as good as, we've ever looked. So being able to piece the tuxedo together and know that my friends, my groomsmen, my ushers were going to look like James Bond at their very best. I mean, it was awesome, and I can't wait for them to pick up their tuxedos and finally see themselves in the mirror. I think they're going to be impressed with what I picked out.
Walk it out, Brian.
All right.
Walk it out. Look at that. Looking good, man.
You want to get married, and you want to get married, and you want to get married.
Wedding dress shopping, just as stressful as it sounds. I am an online shopper, used to typing something in my Google search, not being thrown into a store where everything is literally the exact same shade of white. As a kid, you kind of have this idea of going dress shopping with your bridesmaids, your mom, my sister, of course, cheersing to champagne, ringing bells when I find the dresses that everybody likes, or, my mom hysterically crying because of how wonderful I look. Obviously, having a wedding in North Carolina didn't really allow me to do that, seeing how my mom, my sister, and all of my bridesmaids are in Indiana. So the first time I went and tried dresses on was actually not with anybody from my wedding, was with Kyle's wife, Sarah, and one of the gals that Brian and I play volleyball with, Justina, and thankfully they had been through it and they did a good job of just kind of giving me dresses. I tried some dresses on that I liked. I tried some dresses on that were not me at all. So after what I think turned out to be 12 dresses, there were 2 that I really, really liked, but I just knew that I could not make the decision without my mom and my sister being there. Tried on a couple of other dresses. Honestly, the second time around, I stayed more so in the dressing room and had my mom and my sister bring me dresses. I think both of them knowing me for my whole life, I put a lot of trust in them, and I was kind of interested to see what my mom had envisioned me in. So they're bringing me in one dress after another. I think my sister brings me in the dress that I ended up wearing. I put it on. Immediately, I knew when I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, this is the one that I want. It's very Marilyn Monroe. It was very classy, classic looking, not anything too obscene, not lacy, not jewelry like I thought that I wanted. And when I walked out of the room for the first time, I think my mom and my sister knew as well that this was the dress that I was going to eventually be married in.
All right, so when you find the dress of your dreams, you have to close your eyes and make a special wish for the big day.
Okay.
And for your future with your hubby.
Okay.
And then you ring the bell as loud as you can, and we'll cheer you on.
Okay. So 2 wishes, 1 for the day.
And 1 for life.